Okay, if we can start with just a little thought as to the market dynamics in the semiconductor manufacturing space that made this the right time for you to introduce the OpreX Intelligent Edge Controller A8 to North America. Yeah, so what's the background to this particular launch?
Yeah, that's a great way to start, Philip. I think basically there are two major dynamics that made this the right time for Yokogawa. First, it was the CHIPS Act and the expected scaling of the market to up to $1 trillion by 2030, right? And because of that, the CHIPS Act is specifically accelerating the domestic manufacturing renaissance in North America. That's the first one. Second would be that we're bringing a proven solution to this new market for us here in North America. Our controllers are already a standard for precision in Japan, particularly in the semiconductor market. And by launching the A8 now here, we're providing North American fabs and wafer fab equipment manufacturers with a reliable, high accuracy control that they need to meet this unprecedented expansion.
Okay, and traditional controllers, they often tightly couple the software to hardware. So how does the A8 fundamentally change that engineering paradigm for equipment builders? What's going on?
Yeah, that's a great question as well. I think in the traditional model, as you're probably aware, software and hardware are essentially married. If you change an I/O or you decide that you want to put in a new device, you have to rewrite the code. It's unfortunate, but it's a hardware-centric bottleneck. With the A8, we break that link by moving to a data-centric architecture instead of a hardware-centric. Instead of program talking directly to the hardware, it interacts real time with the data stream via tags. This means the software doesn't really care which specific physical device is on the other end. For equipment builders, this is a game changer. You can swap hardware or update configurations without a full redesign, drastically increasing the software reusability and the development speed.
So the data stream architecture described as a transformative approach, and I think you've already referenced the fact that it's shifting to a data-centric development model. So that just be good to understand how that helps reduce redesign cycles and accelerates time to market, which we know is critical these days.
Yeah, sure. The biggest drain on time to market is traditional serial process. You wait for hardware specs to be finalized before you can even finish the software. If a sensor changes pins, you're back to square one. Shifting to data stream architecture turns the serial process into a parallel one. Because the software interacts with data tags rather than physical I/O channels, your software team can build the logic before the hardware is even finalized, before it's even bolted down. If the physical configuration changes later, you can simply remap the tags in a configuration tool rather than rewriting the code. For semiconductor OEMs who deal with high levels of customization, this decoupling of the difference between hitting a shipping deadline and missing a market window.
Yeah, and maybe just building on that, you've got extensive control libraries such as motion
Hmm.
control, PID, and I think you mentioned EtherCAT there, but EtherCAT support. So how are those helping engineers build and scale what an increasingly complex semiconductor equipment more efficiently, I guess, faster, more
Hmm.
effectively? Yeah, what's going on there?
Yes, so by using these libraries, users no longer need to implement commonly used communication protocols or algorithms from scratch. So it significantly reduces the workload for software development. And also, these libraries are developed by us, Yokogawa, and we have tested the libraries on the A8 controller. So their performance is guaranteed. And as a result, engineers can focus on higher value development areas such as equipment specific development or advanced process control. So this is the benefit of using extensive control libraries such as PID or EtherCAT libraries.
Excellent, thanks for that. And no surprises, semiconductor tools demand extreme precision. So it'd be good to understand how the A8s, I think it's plus or minus 1 microsecond timestamping and multi-controller synchronization capabilities, how do those help to improve reproducibility and coordinated control in distributed systems? Sorry, that's a bit of a mouthful, but hopefully you got the gist of the question.
So in the A8 system, all controllers are synchronized with plus minus 1 microsecond accuracy, and it enables high precision coordinated control even in multi-controller configurations. And in addition to that, timestamps can be used as triggers for the events, such as data input and data outputs. So programs don't need to have event monitoring, and event monitoring usually consumes CPU resources. So this minimizes latency of the response time and reduces CPU workload. And we believe this combination of high precision time synchronization and low latency allows for reproducible coordinated control, even with multi-controller configurations.
And one other aspect, I mean, high mix, high complexity fabs, diagnostics and traceability are also critical. How does the A8's time-driven control logic enhance fault analysis and performance optimization?
Mhm. So in the AA system, again, all data is time-stamped with plus minus 1 microsecond accuracy. This enables high precision recording of what happened, what occurred when and where within the process, and which can be used for failure analysis and optimization for equipment performance. And also, timestamps are sometimes essential for time series analysis or AI algorithms. So this can be used for those advanced applications as well.
Okay, and I believe that the A8 it's built on Ubuntu Linux with real-time patches, so very much positioned as an AI-ready platform. So what practical AI-driven applications do you foresee equipment makers deploying first? I mean, whether that might be predictive maintenance, we've got anomaly detection, or even something more advanced. Just your thoughts there.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Yokogawa foresees a crawl, walk, run evolution for AI in the fab. The A8 is designed to support that entire journey. Because it's an open Linux-based system, it handles the heavy lifting of data orchestration, organizing the control data and events accurately along the time axis. Initially, most practical applications will be predictive maintenance, acting as an early warning system alongside existing control logic. But because the A8 is a foundation and not just a tool, it allows manufacturers to move toward advanced process tuning and optimization as their needs evolve. We aren't telling our customers what their AI should be. We're giving them a high performance environment. They need to build it themselves.
Okay, and maybe just in finishing, I always like to look a little bit further ahead. So, just thoughts as to how intelligent edge control platforms like the A8 will maybe influence the evolution of autonomous semiconductor manufacturing over the next few years. I mean, I know everyone talks about this sort of, the end point as to what, how achievable it is, but just your thoughts, I suppose, as to what might be happening over the next few years with innovations such as the A8.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think you actually hit on one of the keener points for the A8. Somewhat separate sets us apart a bit from our competition. We see the A8 as a catalyst for a major shift. Autonomous manufacturing isn't an on-off switch; it's an evolution. In the coming years, intelligent edge platforms will allow manufacturers to move past simple anomaly detection and into fully autonomous control. The A8 is unique because it doesn't sacrifice reliability to achieve that intelligence. It maintains the high-speed performance required for wafer fabrication while allowing developers to plug in the latest AI frameworks. this dual capability is what will finally move AI from a lab experiment to a standard mission critical component of the production floor.
Okay, I mean, it's been fantastic to chat to you both, and thank you so much for explaining more about the A8 and ways in which it is moving the industry forward, the innovations, and we had to mention AI at some stage. We got that in as well, but really enjoyed chatting to you both. So thanks so much for your
Thanks,
time.
Philip.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very
Appreciate
much.
your time.